So this is ArchLinux with Plasma Mobile on it. It's version, I think, which version is this? 5.24, yeah. Exactly, it stands here. 5.24 and 5.90 KDE framework. Running on Pocophone F1. It's semi-smooth, I would say. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I can go from, for example, into index, the file manager, and let's see if I can open a simple package build document file. Stuff, get package builds, something, package builds. Nice. Can I like? Okay. Okay. It's just not working as smooth as I would like to. But it works. Can I edit something? Okay, this is only preview, and now I opened it. Package build and cool. Okay, so this is how it works. Sorry for the resolution, I just don't have a better camera for now. Let's see how audio works. Let's go to YouTube, maybe. YouTube, I don't know, shuffle dance. And let's see how smooth it is. Pretty smooth. Somehow audio works too. Great. Cool. Enough. Unfortunately for now, for me, like SIM is not working. I can't do messaging or telephone calls. Yeah, one thing that I would like to show you is maybe Bluetooth. It also works. I can connect the controller with Bluetooth here, and let's see. It says connected, exactly connected, and we can play maybe, I don't know, retro arch. It works here. So if you want to configure retro arch and play some retro games, it would work. Unfortunately, because of Wayland, the touch input is not working. Maybe there is some workaround, but I don't know. Yeah, that would be it. Wait, is, I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes not. If it works, I don't have network. I don't know what issue this is. Probably something with IP tables and not network forwarding, but I didn't have time to fix it, and yeah, now it doesn't launch. So okay, so how we get to this point? We have a project called Kupfer, and inside of it there is a package kupferbootstrap that we can git clone. One important thing is to look for maintenance. So the main repository wasn't maintained for 5 months, so we check for different repositories. I know already that this repository is the most current one. Oh wow, 2 minutes ago. Fine, so we can git clone it somewhere. Let's do this for here. Nice. What you need to do this work, you need all these dependencies. So you need Docker installed. You need Docker. You need Python libraries like Click, Aptears, Joblib, and Toml. If you're on ArchLinux, you just search for it, or like this. There you have Python Aptears. You also can install it through pip. And that's it for Docker. One important thing is that you are in the group of Docker, I think. Oh yeah, exactly, there. So you can add you to the group with something like this, user, and then you should be in the Docker group, so you can execute Docker without super permissions. So if you install Docker, don't forget to run it. Like this. It should be running now. Fine. And yeah, and we can begin. Actually, there stands the usage for it, so it's not that hard. I did already clone it into a different folder. So all you need to do is set the kupferbootstrap into the paths. On fish I do it with set -x, like this. But on bash it should be something like export and then paths, I think something like this. Yeah, something with export. You have to figure it out. Yeah, so we can now, after I set the path, initiate the config. Exactly, so I can just go through it. Cross compile is, your phone is running on ARM architecture and not x86. That's why you need cross compile. Then you specify the threads. Like if you have 12 threads on your processor CPU, then you can write 12 if you want, or less. This is for the package builds repository. This is the default path, and this is also important because you have to build. Actually, kupferbootstrap is doing it for you, but you have to build packages like the Linux kernel and firmware for your phone. And there are also different branches. For this time, this is the most current branch from Bootstrap 1 week ago. So you get the latest things, like for example the 5.16 kernel. Parallel downloads, yeah, all this stuff is basically set by default. Exactly, this is default paths, and then we got to the jump drive path. This is to put your phone into a discoverable mode, so the computer can see the partitions of the phone, the storage of the phone, and you can download it from this page. I'm gonna link it in the description below. The second thing is the Pocophone F1 have two different panels, screen panels. You have probably the Tianma one, but if you're not sure, on post-market OS devices there is an instruction how to find out which panel you have exactly. So you have to download it and then give the path to it. Then you can click through. Exactly, then you specify your device, which one you choose, and the flavor. Barebone is like basically you don't have anything, just like pure Arch. One user, no sudo, nothing. That's why I included Vim and Network Manager, so I am able to connect with the internet and edit files, for example sudo file. Yeah, like Network Manager is probably more important because then you can still download Vim. Then you specify hostname, clear, and you have to press Epsilon, like Y, and enter to save the config. Now the long process is coming of building the packages. You can do it with kupferbootstrap build all. The problem is this is gonna build everything, like really everything, even like firmware for the other devices, OnePlus, even if you don't need this. So yeah, it's easier because you don't have to specify everything. But if you want to do it manually, you can do like, for example, boot. Package, something like this. Right. Packages. Okay. Build and then Linux STM845, for example. If you have luck and the building process was done correctly, then you can build the image with image build. It's gonna take a little bit, but not all too long. So the building process finished now, and now we can go to the flash part, flashing. What you're gonna do is now take out my SD card, because my current system is installed onto the SD card, but we're gonna install it now to the internal storage, so I don't destroy my pre-configured system. And plug it to the computer with USB. Now we put into the fuck. I forgot to shut down the phone. Now we are into the fastboot mode, and we can flash the boot partition. It's called aboot, and eMMC is the internal storage. If you want to flash it onto your SD card, then you have to write micro SD. Exactly. So let's flash it. This didn't take a long time. And now we want to flash the root fs also here. Let's see. Exactly, you have to boot into the jump drive. I don't know how to do this with kupferbootstrap. It probably works somehow, but I do it always manually with fast boot and then the file. Nice. Now, if we look, we have here 54 gigabytes. This is the internal storage of the device, and we can kupferbootstrap and flash it now. This will take a little bit longer because it's not that as fast as microSD card, in my case, for example. Perfect, it's done. Let's see if it did work. And it's resizing the file system now. And it didn't work for some reason. Interesting. So for this case, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna show you how you maybe can do it, that it's gonna work. We want to go into the jump drive again. It did work on the last time I tested it, but this project is work in progress, so you can't expect it to work always perfectly. Let's check first. Let's put into the boot drive. And check our partition. It worked this time. Interesting. Okay, then I guess let's put it. And still not working. Interesting. Good. Then let's use the different method I wanted to show you. We clean the loop setup. then we go here to my backups and do a loose setup again, this time with my backup image. Yesterday it worked. And now let's part prod it. Nice. It's here. Perfect. Let's format the partitions for the phone again. It's the new partition table, xd2, Kupfer, boot, 200 megabytes. This time it worked. Apply. And I still can't. Okay, that's weird. So let's do it again with fdisk. That's right, and again sudo mk fs label kupfer root and def sdd2. Wait, I'll check it first. Nice, sdd2. Perfect. Let's do this again with mounting. CDA 1, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's check P1. It's kind of clear. A. Nice. And let's copy it again to A1. B1 and sync. Let's wait a little bit and hope it's gonna work this time. one thing that we're gonna also do is flash a boot to the boot partition of the phone. Kupfer bootstrap, we did it already with Kupfer bootstrap, but if you skipped the part because it didn't work for you, then this is how you can do it manually with fast boot. Yeah, we can do it now. Okay, let's go to this part again and flash boot boot and see if it works. This was now with my image that I built yesterday. So if this works, okay, it worked, it works still. The problem is my computer crashed exactly at this moment when I'm unmounted the image for some reason. So what I did was I was here and I unmounted with everything. Probably, I don't know what I did. Yeah, and then my computer crashed, but yeah, it started, but we don't have anything on the phone right now and nothing works, of course. So what we need to do is, if you look at IPA, you see here a new interface. This interface is the phone, basically, that is connected with USB. I try to show you here, USB-C. What we need to do now is to give him a specific IP address with sudo IPA address at, and this is the IP address we need to give him, and with def we specify the device. Why I know this is the correct one? Because it wasn't there before, and with IPA the last device is always the latest initialized device. So when we do this now, we should be able to SSH into the device with this IP address 1, not 2. 2 is the IP address of our interface part, and 1 is from the phone. It's like, I don't know, host gateway. It should work, but I did it so many times. So I have to remove the entries. Yes, and we are in. The user is that you specified in your Kupfer bootstrap config, and the password is 1. So if you copy it, if you downloaded my image, because you couldn't compile your own one, or for some reason, or it was broken like this time, like today, I wanted to compile it, build it, it didn't work, then you need to use the username faxi and password 1. Password is 1. Then you can of course delete the user and make your own. Let's see, we have sudo. Okay, nice. So we have sudo. What we could do now is sudo pacmans, specify the password, and yeah, we are not sudo. What can you do in this situation? You can boot the phone into the jump drive again. You can mount the second partition somewhere and do ArchLinux into the partition, into the directory you mounted the partition in. Now we are as root inside this device. If you want to use ArchLinux, there is a package called Arch scripts, I think. Arch install scripts, exactly. This is the package that you need if you want to use ArchLinux. And now we can do passvd and change our password to 1 or something. Unfortunately, you're gonna need to do this because I can't update the image right now. Okay, now we have done it, but let's change to faxi again and let's see if you have the latest packages. Exactly, we can do this. Let's give faxi the rights to use sudo. And let's see if faxi can now use sudo. Nice, it can use sudo. This is not working, so I don't need it, so I'm gonna remove it. This was cross and for don't remove this package or you're gonna break the system. Just one ULS and you're good to go. Okay, let's unmount it like real man, and hopefully not. Actually, I don't need this. Didn't crash. Okay, I don't know what's happened before. The thing now is that we have to every time use this sudo IP thing. Wrong password. Okay. So now what you need is to get internet access. So after you SSH again into it, and check if you can do sudo here into root. So now you have the permissions to everything on the system. Now you have to figure out how you get internet to work and install your packages. Okay, that's it. That took longer than I thought. See you in the next video.